Silent Shrouds, The Toxic Lady, Gloria Ramirez and the Hospital That Fell Ill. Intro Hook, February 19, 1994, Riverside, California. A quiet evening in the emergency room of a county hospital. The fluorescent lights buzzed faintly. Nurses moved between patients. The air smelled of antiseptic and exhaustion. Then, at 8:15 p.m., paramedics burst through the ER doors, pushing a stretcher carrying a woman gasping for air. Her name was Gloria Ramirez. She was 31 years old. Within minutes, the entire emergency room would descend into chaos, nurses collapsing, doctors choking, the smell of something metallic filling the air. By the end of the night, one person would be dead. Dozens would be hospitalized. And Gloria Ramirez would be remembered forever by one name, the Toxic Lady. The victim, Gloria Ramirez. Gloria was a kind, quiet woman from Riverside, a mother of two, known for her laughter, her devotion to family, and her stubborn optimism. But in early 1994, she was dying. Gloria had been battling advanced cervical cancer. Her condition was worsening, and the pain was unbearable. That February night, when she began struggling to breathe and her heart raced uncontrollably, her family called 911. The ambulance arrived at 8 p.m. By 8:15, she was in the ER, pale, frightened, and slipping in and out of consciousness. Nurses began treatment immediately, oxygen, for fluids, sedatives. Then, something strange happened. The air changed. The discovery as nurse Susan Kane inserted the four-line, she noticed an odd oily sheen on Gloria's skin, almost as if she'd been coated in a thin layer of grease. Then came the smell, a faint, fruity, metallic odor, like garlic and ammonia mixed together. The ER doctor leaned closer to check the four-line. Inside the syringe, he saw crystals forming in the blood sample, small, white, almost glittering. And the smell grew stronger. Within minutes, Nurse Kane felt dizzy. Another nurse, Julie Gorczynski, complained of nausea and lightheadedness. Then she collapsed. One by one, the ER staff began dropping, gasping for air, vomiting, fainting. Doctors dragged their colleagues out into the hallway. The hospital declared an internal disaster. They evacuated the ER, leaving Gloria Ramirez alone on the table, still alive but fading fast. At 8:50 p.m., her pulse stopped. Attempts to revive her failed. Gloria Ramirez was pronounced dead at 8:50 p.m. The investigation. Once the chaos settled, 23 people were hospitalized, including doctors and nurses who'd treated Gloria. 5 were kept in intensive care. The most serious case was Julie Gorczynski, who spent 2 weeks in the hospital, suffering from muscle spasms, breathing issues, and bone necrosis, as if she'd been exposed to a toxic chemical. But, what chemical? The hospital was sealed. Investigators in hazmat suits entered the ER to search for answers. They found nothing abnormal, no gas leaks, no contamination, no radiation. The coroner's office was next. But when technicians opened Gloria's body bag, the smell returned, so strong that one of them passed out instantly. Her autopsy had to be performed in a sealed room, with special suits and ventilation systems. And the results? Inconclusive. No lethal toxins were found in her system. No trace of cyanide, arsenic, or nerve agents. Her organs showed some signs of chemical damage, but nothing explainable by any known substance. Suspects' clues. Then came a clue, something strange found in her belongings. Inside her home, investigators discovered several bottles of household products, including dimethyl sulfoxide, DMSO, an industrial solvent that Gloria reportedly used as a home remedy for pain relief. DMSO was a popular alternative treatment in the 1970s, a clear, oily liquid that athletes sometimes rubbed on sore muscles. By 1994, it was banned for medical use. But DMSO alone isn't deadly. So how did it make an entire ER collapse? Theories. 1. The DMSO conversion theory. Chemists proposed a chilling chain reaction. If Gloria had applied large amounts of DMSO to her skin to relieve her pain, and her body was struggling to process it due to her illness, it could have built up in her system. When paramedics gave her oxygen, the DMSO may have oxidized into dimethylsulfone, DMSO, those crystals seen in her blood. Under the intense conditions of the ER, combined with electric shocks from the defibrillator, the DMSO might have further converted into dimethyl sulfate, a highly toxic gas known to cause convulsions, paralysis, and death when inhaled. In other words, her own body became a chemical reactor. Her pain remedy had turned into poison. But no lab ever proved it conclusively. 2. The hospital cover-up theory. Some believe the DMSO explanation was a smokescreen, that the hospital covered up a chemical spill or exposure unrelated to Gloria. What if the ER had been contaminated by illegal narcotics, lab waste, or cleaning chemicals, and Gloria's case became a convenient scapegoat? After all, no one else in the hospital, not the paramedics, not other patients, reported symptoms. Only the ER staff, only that night, only around Gloria. 3. The psychological contagion theory. A small group of experts suggested something even more controversial: mass hysteria. They argued that the strange smell and fear triggered a psychological chain reaction, a panic attack that spread like wildfire. In their view, the symptoms were real, but the cause was not chemical, it was emotional. But that theory fell apart when medical records showed real physical damage, low white blood cell counts, muscle necrosis, and lung inflammation in multiple victims. You can't hallucinate organ damage. Reflection. Gloria Ramirez's death remains one of the most haunting mysteries in modern medicine. No conclusive evidence. No proven cause. Her family remembers her not as the toxic lady, but as a mother, a sister, a human being who deserved peace, not infamy. And yet, her story lingers, like the faint, sweet odor that haunted Riverside that night. This is Silent Shrouds, where science meets the unexplainable, and where every mystery leaves a trace, even when the body is gone. Whatever happened that night, one thing is certain: no one who breathed that air ever forgot it. This is Silent Shrouds, where science meets the unexplainable, and where every mystery leaves a trace, even when the body is gone.